Well, moving on with our stories tonight, a bonafide Ambazonians compendium of our historicity. Time for the whole truth and nothing but the truth. To those still sitting on the fence and those of bad faith wondering why Ambazonians are fighting, here Lobe Eseme Jr., a bonafide Ambazonian, has taken his time off to assemble our history in brief as his own way to sensitize all the doubting Thomases about this genuine quest for freedom of peace-loving Ambazonians that have been bruised but not crushed by a barbaric La République du Cameroon for over 60 years. He says, I asked a fellow Cameroonese the other day if he knew why Ambazonians are fighting. He said he didn't. As if they are the only ones with problems. Why Ambazonians are behaving like they're the only ones with problems? He said every region in La République du Cameroon has their own problems, but they are not making a big deal out of it. This friend holds a terminal degree. He is very successful, and in what he does, his answers though made him to pause, and suddenly it came to him he doesn't really know our historicity. Hence, Eseme gave this very extensive and exclusive compendium. Now I'll go on to read from his words. This friend holds, he says, in fact, most Cameroonians, both Anglophiles and Francophiles alike, don't know our historicity. Some are deliberate, some pretend, and some are of bad faith. But we who wear the shoe and know where it pinches will not stop telling our story. The simple version, the unadulterated one. This interesting compendium continues with him going ahead to title it The Southern Cameroon History for Dummies. Before 1961, Anglophones and Francophones lived separately. On February 11, 1961, Anglophones, the peoples of the current Northwest and Southwest regions, voted in a referendum to join Francophones, the people of the remaining 8 regions, in a federation. 2. On October 1st, 1961, the 2 regions formed the Federal Republic of Cameroon. 3. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Cameroon made it clear the form of state could not be changed. This is the famous Article 47. Now 4. The arrangement between Anglophones and Francophones was that a Francophone would be president and an Anglophone would be vice president, while each state would have its own prime minister and assembly with law-making powers. The 5th point here, he goes on to say, in the Anglophone state, also called West Cameroon, John Ngufoncha was prime minister from 1961 to 1965. He was replaced by Augustin Ngumjiwa, who served as prime minister from 1965 to 1968. Solomon Tandengmune then served from 1968 to 1970, when the post was abolished. 6. In the Federal Republic of Cameroon, John Ngufoncha was vice president from 1961 to 1970, when he was replaced by Solomon Tandengmune, who served from 1970 to 1972, when the post was abolished. And 7. In 1972, Ahidjo changed the federal constitution to abolish the federation. Anglophones, that is West Cameroon, were thus assimilated into a new organization called the United Republic of Cameroon. Ahidjo became a de facto dictator from then on, and in 1973, Ahidjo appointed Muna Speaker of the National Assembly, the number 2 position. He served from 1973 to 1988, and the 8th point here, in 1975, Ahidjo appointed Paul Biya Prime Minister of the new Republic. In 1982, in preparation of resignation, Ahidjo made Paul Biya constitutional successor, bypassing Muna, who was the rightful successor. When Ahidjo resigned, Biya became president. And in 1984, Paul Biya changed the name of the country from United Republics to just Republic of Cameroon. Anglophones were now fully assimilated. Simultaneously, he abolished the position of Prime Minister. Now, in 1988, Fonka Shang Lawrence replaced Muna as Speaker of the National Assembly. In 1992, he was replaced in this position by Kaveh Jibril, Francophone and current occupant of the post. From 1992 onward, all prime ministers have been Anglophones. In 2013, Biya appointed Marcel Nyat Njifenji, President of the Senate and constitutional successor of the Republic. Current state protocol is as follows. 1. President of the Republic, Francophone. President of Senate, Francophone, Speaker of National Assembly, Francophone, President of the Economic and Social Council, Francophone, President of the Constitutional Council, Francophone, President of the Supreme Court, Francophone. Now, this is a summary. There have been 4 successful coups d'etat in Cameroon, one in 1972 by Ahidjo when he abolished the federation, 2, 1982 by Ahidjo when he appointed Paul Biya president, 3, 1984 when Paul Biya changed the name from United Republic to Republic of the Cameroons, and 1992 when Biya appointed Cavalier Jibril as Speaker of the National Assembly. According to current state protocol, Anglophones have not just been assimilated, they have been eliminated. Anglophones moved from being second state personality, thus constitutional successor, to not being on the list at all. This is the summary of the fate Southern Cameroon's Ambazonian. This is the reason why we are fighting self-determination. Anyone who reads this and still wonders why Ambazonians are fighting is a dummy and an enemy of the struggle. Now, this is a basic compendium of our historicity for those, the doubting Thomases and those who do not understand, from Eseme, and it's very, very concise. Well, with this, I wouldn't have to add or say anything else. We'll continue with the news after this break.